It's not a very good model, but it's what we have to work with. So you are responsible. Sean, will you help me out? Let me know what y'all are responsible for finding on this.
Cell body?
Okay, so you want to be able to find the cell body, which is all this portion in here. It's where it's going to have a little moon in the middle. Then you need to be able to find the dendrites. The dendrites are the gray. So the dendrites are the things that are gray sticking off of the cell body.
Axon.
And then the axon begins here and continues down through the middle. They cut it open so you can see the orange part inside. This is the axon here, this portion.
The inside is the axon.
Inside portion is the axon.
And all of these are axons too?
No, these are the dendrites.
I know, that come off. I'm not following it.
These are
dendrites.
These are dendrites. These are the receiving ends that receive messages. And it comes to the cell body, and then it would travel out through the axon here.
Synaptic terminal.
We need to find the synaptic terminals. Now we know, right, the synaptic terminal should be somewhere down here. It's not there. So instead what they've done is they've shown you little synaptic terminals coming in and synapsing onto the cell body and the dendrites. So these orange guys here, the little jelly guys, are actually synapses from separate neurons coming in and talking to this one. So that's what all these guys are. So these are the synaptic terminals, these expanded parts.
Axon hillock.
Now the axon hillock is number 1. You can see it's even shaped like a little funnel, so it's funneling all the information that's being received here. It's summing all the information that's being received in positive and negative messages here in the axon hillock. And if the message reaches threshold, then we're going to get an excitatory impulse traveling down. If it doesn't, the message dies in this cell. That's how it works, like a gatekeeper. Okay?
Schwann cell.
And then Schwann cells. This is a peripheral nerve. So this is something that you would find in the periphery of the body. And so here are the Schwann cells. And you can see the little four nuclei that have gotten smushed off to the side as it's wrapped and wrapped and wrapped itself around the axon. So all of these are the layers of the myelin sheath. This whole thing is made up of a Schwann cell. So to tell those apart on the practical, I'm going to ask you what these layers are, or I'm going to ask you what the cell is. So that the question will be worded to get at one of those answers. Okay?
So the layers are the
myelin
cells.
sheath.
Myelin
The
sheath.
cell is a Schwann cell.
Nose right here.
Okay, then we have the nodes of Braun VA, which we haven't had a chance to talk about. But each of these Schwann cells, there's a little space in between, and it's hard to tell on this model, but there really is a space between this cell and this cell. Those are called the nodes of Braun VA after some dude named Bob VA who discovered them. These are areas in which we actually have exposed axon. So there's little spaces in between. So here's one node, and here's another node, and there would be more and more and more. So what we're going to see is that by wrapping it in this insulation here, the message speeds from node to node to node and literally hops down the axon from one to another and can get to the end of the axon very quickly. So we'll kind of look at that in class. And that's it for this one, okay? So the only thing that ever trips people up is the difference between the dendrites and the axon terminals. That's why I wanted to show you. Okay, so that's that one.